In my estimation, this story starts about 7 years ago. 7 years ago, I had just gotten out of college. I was working on a farm, and a mechanic, filthy from grease and oil, who I had met but didn't really know well, stopped at the farm because he saw a different farmer that was visiting the farm. At which point, my friend, now, mentioned that if I wanted to learn things about automotive, that he would be happy to have me over and that he would share with me knowledge and experience. Up until that point, I had changed oil, checked coolant. I think that's about it. Maybe a strut in the rear of a truck. I had an idea of what a box end wrench was. But that was just about where I was at. Some point in the years following, my friend called me and said, buddy of mine selling a Volvo, and I was wondering if you were interested. It was a 1995 Volvo 850, automatic transmission with a turbocharger and a white block engine. That 1995 Volvo 850 was the gateway drug to what became at least some of what my family considered a serious problem: purchasing, buying, selling Volvos. Something that I truly believe is that the process of becoming a master is the ability to hand your experience to another and make it look easy to them, to inspire them to take it and understand it themselves and to grow into that. And that is the gift that I was given, that through Volvos. Dan entrusted in me that I was capable of doing this kind of stuff. Prior to, I assumed education was needed. I assumed it was difficult. I assumed that it was limited opportunity for me.
Busy city. And I sit here and watch this sun come up. And then we're gonna pack it in and hit the road. Try and get to the edge of New Mexico. Take it easy on the first day. And then maybe make tomorrow a bigger day, getting across Texas and Oklahoma.
Fast forward to about a year ago today, so April 15th, 2022. I was visiting the Southwest, and my intention with that visit, although I had a fallback plan with a plane ticket, was to go and I was going to work on this car that Dan had pulled out of somebody's backyard that was relatively complete, and drive it back to Vermont because, hey, you know, another Volvo? Sure, why not? Last year, I spent, and I don't remember exactly how many days I was there, but I think it was just about 16 days in Vegas. I was in it, fully in it, with every fiber of my body ready to do whatever it took to get that car ready to drive. Every day, sun up, sundown, wasn't thinking about anything else, fighting with every fiber of my body for it. And I failed. I took my plane ticket home. I came back to the Northeast without that car and forgot about it. Left it with Dan under the agreement that he had a parking spot for it and said, I'll be back. Didn't know when I'd be back. This leads us to introduce the third character, who you've seen a few times in this video. About mid-spring, me and my friend Goran were having a phone conversation reflecting upon the difficulties of our most recent year. Vacation was something that floated around in the conversation, and at a certain point, I said, got it. Why don't you come to Vegas with me and drive a 40-plus-year-old Volvo back across the country? Bless his heart, he said yes. I had to give him credit. Goran made it happen. Taking time away from a farm in early April is just about the most difficult thing that you can possibly imagine. There's probably only a few times in the season where he's needed more. But I was lucky, and I acquired a critical co-pilot in a trip that I would have definitely not enjoyed as much alone. My windshield's super streaky. You see, it's not easy to sit in a car with me for 40 plus hours, hurling down the highway. Add a little bit of montage of potential breakdowns and possible breakdowns and definite breakdowns, and you get a cocktail of frustration and anger and shortness and difficulty. It takes a special character to be able to tolerate that. Just like it takes a special character to tolerate Goran. Love you, buddy. Reflecting on it, I think we did all right. We certainly made it far. And the car certainly rode real nice. I think we all deserve credit for something that just not a lot of people have the opportunity. It was a long ride from the start, when I was scrubbing rat shit out from underneath seats, to the end, when now I'm beating around the Northeast Kingdom in one of the best looking cars in town. I mentioned earlier that some people near and close to me have considered this less than a wise or desirable pursuit in my quote-unquote career. My interest in Volvos is just different. It's very much like the interest in working with animals. I do it because there's a craft and there's an art to it. Because there's crafts and there's artists that have done it for generations before me. There's a culture and a community around it. Not that I'm any kind of player in any kind of community, but I'm a member. And it makes it valuable. On top of that, it is just a pleasure to participate. I think the moral of this story is that, just like Phil Oakes saying many years ago, I am only here while I'm here. I can only do the things I can do while I'm here. And so I may as well do the things that I want to do while I'm here because I won't be able to do it when I'm gone.